Okay. I'm echoing. Why am I echoing? Echo! Okay. That takes care of that. So, I'm Mark. I'm with the Rad Computers Computer Repair stream. And I didn't stream yesterday. I was super lazy. I literally came into the shop and played Clash of Clans all day. Because the part that I'm waiting on hasn't been delivered yet, and it was supposed to be here already. It's actually supposed to be delivered before 12:15. It's now 12:30, so Amazon, I know you own Twitch. Get on the ball, or I'm going to be bitching about your shipping problems every fucking day until it gets fixed. So let's just check and see where this is right now. Your orders. Out for delivery. Now expected by 9 p.m. Alright, well, whatever. Got this massive cowlick. It's amazing. So, what we're going to do today is twofold, triple fold, quadruple, quintuple, sextuple fold. We are going to do a... A lot of the stuff I have planned I can't do because Amazon hasn't delivered my stuff yet. We need to do a laptop data transfer first, and then we're going to do a PC rebuild from my server case that we only used a couple of times. So we're going to build that because the case that I'm waiting on is the exact same case. So I'm just going to take my server stuff out and put the new computer stuff in and call it a day. We're waiting on a DC jack, which is supposed to be delivered with the case, and then a tablet transfer from one tablet to the next and then back again because his Google Play Store services are crashing and his games haven't been backed up in 2 years, and he really doesn't want to lose his save progress in his video games. This is an elderly gentleman. I totally get it, older dude. I wouldn't want to lose my stuff either, so yeah. Alright, so what we're going to do is, I got to grab the laptop that we're transferring to. It's a nice little Dell. And I got to grab the laptop that we're transferring from, which is an absolute piece of shit. It's like a Toshiba dual-core crap-tastic piece of junk. I'm so embarrassed by this computer, I'm not even going to show it to you. It's got a 120 gig solid state drive in it. Okay, let's see if this drive boots, because if it does, it would be nice. This laptop that I purchased does have a little crack in the side. I can replace this case, but I'm just going to give him a discount on it because this was one of the best laptops they had for his price range, and if that back part bothers him, given how bad of a condition his old laptop was in, then his priorities are a little askew. Hey, what's up, rival? Nice and Dell do not sound right together sometimes, and I think the primary reason for that is because the Dells that I've been seeing lately, especially the Inspiron series, when their DC jacks go bad, you can replace a DC jack, but your battery will never charge. Super common problem on the Dells. It is ridiculously common and insanely frustrating You can order the DC jack direct from Dell, even if it's plug style, and it won't charge your battery anymore. So, what's up with that, Dell? Alright, we're gonna take this. This is a solid state drive that he had in his old computer, and if I can just fire this sucker up and not have to worry about any of his programs or data, that would be très chic. Very good. Muy bien, great. How are you, Rival? Thank you for joining us here on the Rad Computers Computer Repair stream, where we have computer repair all day, every day. Brittany and I were actually here until 10 o'clock last night, just working on like some random projects. Let's see here. I'm just gonna test this real quick. Let's see if it boots. It says 16 gigs of RAM. Is that DDR3? Yeah, it is. 8 gigs of RAM. And this computer smells like cherries. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. This looks like a Windows 7 computer. We might not be able to get it to do what we want without first upgrading it to Windows 10. Ah, we can get it to boot. Alright, hot. Alright, let me get Omar's password real quick. It should be on his check-in sheet. I don't think I created a ticket for him actually, so let me check and see if any of our old tickets have his password. That would be nice. So the computer we're going to be building later is a budget workstation. It's an AMD Ryzen 3. Let me see here. Eight gigs of RAM. It's not super fast. 240 gig solid state drive. Tiny little case. Oh, I know. Hey, Darkest. If I can't get a hold of him. I'm an Intel fan also. Hey Omar, it's Mark. I need your password so I can finish this, and I also need to know if you want Windows 7 or if you want Windows 10. Give me a call and I will talk to you then. Thanks so much. Thought that was him. And it wasn't. It was just a spam call. Text him. Alright, so since we can't do this one without him calling us, we're going to set this aside for now. Let me go ahead and get my tape so I can label it. This Sharpie does not bring me any joy whatsoever. I actually hate that Sharpie marker, so we're throwing it away. Alright, so the next one I'm going to do, since Amazon still isn't here, Amazon, is we're going to go ahead and do this rebuild real quick. These are the screws from this laptop. Got to use Haya on your phone for the... Oh yeah, I know, I hear about it. But the problem is I'm using Google Voice and Haya doesn't catch that. Wow, that's an awesome processor, man. I'm running the 6800K and I'm salty because I got it right before AMD dropped Threadrippers, first gens. But, you know, it's whatever. Okay. So this is my little server computer that we were kind of using. Oh fuck, I got thermal paste on this processor. That sucks. Alright. Don't know how that happened, but I know what's happening next. Used alcohol to clean up her area. All right. This is 99.9% isopropyl alcohol. If you tuned into my cooking channel last night, we had if you didn't tune into my cooking channel last night, we had a steak seasoning showdown, and I think the bullshit steak seasoning won. That was really good. And then the salt and pepper. God. Rad Computers, this is Mark. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to fit this processor back in here real quick. And then we're going to take this out. This is just Intel i3-7100. We literally just used this processor to get this computer up and running. We're pending an i7-7700K eventually. So that we can turn this computer into a... I don't know. We're going to turn it into something and it's going to be cool. So, yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and take the board out. We got to take board, power supply, hard drive. Basically everything that makes this computer a computer we're going to take out. I'm also going to take this back fan out because I want the blue glow in the back. We're going to replace that with a standard 120 millimeter fan. I think actually I have the replacement fan for that. Where is it? I got a Cooler Master that'll work. Dope. Nah, you're good, Rival. It's all good, man. I know what you meant. Okay. This is great, because as soon as, I guarantee you, as soon as I pull all this shit out, fucking Amazon is going to show up with the new case. Let me text him real quick. The customer that is supposed to have this computer. Oh my god, you want to see cable management that was fucking awful? Oh my god, it was so bad, Rival. Let me get over to our Instagram. Look at this one. So my server I threw together just to get it functional. This computer right here was built by a customer, and this is what it looked like when I was done with it. Yeah, that's a CCFL tube over on the right. His power supply died because, well, 3 years ago his fan, his 60mm fan went out inside this, so he just took another fan and plopped it on top. So yeah. I love doing cable management though. If you take a look at our cable management on here, where's that big ass one that I did that broke my back? Is it down here? Cable management. And then over here, this is a 4 rotational, 2 solid state drive, 2 optical. So it had 8 drives in it, 2 optical, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hard drives, 2 solid state drives. That's my cable management on a machine that is insane. Insane. The only regret that I have on that is that I didn't have any black zip ties. Like, I ran out after the first 6, and so I had to do the big cable bunch with regular zip ties, the white ones, which was pretty disappointing for me because I really enjoy going with the same set color scheme, but you know, it's whatever. It is what it is when I do what I do. Okay, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. I also need to test a stick of RAM that I'm having trouble getting my home computer to boot with. This is DDR4 3200. It came in a kit of 2, and I have had 2 kits, so just having trouble getting it to boot, but I ran memtest on it for 48 hours. Actually, it's more like 96 hours, 0 errors. But when I plug it in, for some reason, I just can't get the stupid thing to boot. Thanks, Rival. Okay, let's get this out of here. As soon as as I get this power supply out, Amazon's gonna show up and I'm gonna be fucking mad. Or no, as soon as I get this fan out, that's what it's gonna be. As soon as I get the fan out, Amazon's gonna show up. So this was a spare, supposedly 800 watt power supply, but I doubt it. Okay, so that's the case that I was going to use. Who makes this? AT&G? I don't know who that is. Let me get the power supply and the parts. So this is the power supply we're going to be using. It's the Thermaltake Smart Series. It's got a 5-year warranty on it. It's 500 watts. This is the standard one that we use in pretty much all of our builds because it's inexpensive. Occasionally we do use some all black ones just because I like the cabling. Usually we're doing a case with window on the side. And then our parts list is here. We have a DVD drive from LG, nothing special. This is the Gigabyte B450M DS3H. It is ready for 2nd gen Ryzens. We've got the Ryzen 3 with Radeon Vega graphics built in, so we shouldn't need a graphics card. Got the Kingston A400 in PCI. I swear to God, is that Amazon? No, okay. I was like, what the fuck? There's a white food van that shows up and it looks just like the Amazon delivery one. So this is a 240 gig, not NVMe, but PCI Express thingamabob. We have Windows 10 Home Premium, and then we have a TP-Link wireless N 300 megabits per second. They didn't want anything super fancy on this because it's just supposed to be a little workstation. And then we've got 8 gigs of DDR4 2400 megahertz RAM. Again, this is just a workstation. We don't need bleeding edge. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and put this power supply in first. Over with trash, 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 trash. Alright, remember, power supply should face down in every single case you build unless there's absolutely 0 ventilation holes in the bottom of the case. Doesn't matter if your power supply is at the top or bottom, please make sure your fan is pointed downward. Why? That's a bunch of bullshit. Well, you run a computer repair store and then you find, oh yep, rear fan, thank you Darkest. You run a computer repair store for 7 years and replace basically 10 motherboards, power supplies, and graphics cards because a screw got loose, or your all-in-one cooler decided that it was going to start leaking fluid into your graphics card, and then further down it would drip into your power supply because your fan was pointed upward because you didn't follow simple basic instructions because you thought you knew what you were doing and you thought that you were in the minority of the people that weren't going to have that problem happen to them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah! Hey, what's up, Marion? Thank you for joining us here on the Rad Computers Computer Repair stream. I'm gonna go ahead and take this fan out. Yeah. I want to take this fan out because it's not the stock fan. This is actually the stock fan out of another Rosewell. It's actually the front fan. And it glows blue, and I really like the glow blue. Or the glow blue. I like the glow blue! I like the blue glow, so we're going to put this one back the way it was, basically, with a little black stock fan. This is a Cooler Master. I don't think it has LEDs. Yeah, no. Okay, so that'll work. I don't know where the other actual stock fan is, so... Oh, I hate, absolutely hate dealing with fan screws. Let's make sure this is at the bottom back. Fan screws really suck to get started, so if you have a little drill, definitely helps. This lady walks by my shop like 8 times a day. It's freaking annoying. She just walks back and forth talking on her damn phone. Like 2 hours a day. Last screw, and here comes Amazon, I'll bet. Doesn't it have pokey yoke, so the screws don't fit the PSUs upside down? Yeah, I can answer your question, but I'm not understanding what your first question is. Doesn't it have pokey yoke, so the screws don't fit? No, so power supplies and cases are built so that it's symmetrical with point rotation, so you can flip the power supply either direction and it'll mount because of how case manufacturers and power supply manufacturers put their screw holes. But good question, thank you. I don't know why they do that, actually. It's really annoying. I think, oh, I know why. It's because if you're mounting it towards the bottom, then depending on your, well, no, it still wouldn't make any sense. Oh, okay, so special case, Antec 900 case. It's a great case from Antec. It was like the gaming case of 2003, 4, 5, or 6. Essentially, that case was a great case with one exception. It didn't have ventilation holes down here, so you absolutely had to. Hey, what's up? Brittany's on her way, but Wreck Drones is open. Oh, they're not? Okay, sorry, dude. So there were no ventilation holes here, so you absolutely had to mount the fan facing upward, much to my dismay. So there are some cases where you actually have to do that, but if we can avoid it at all costs, that's what we would like to do. Let's see, and your question, Pokeyoke is a system that prevents from, oh yeah, no. I wish. I've never heard that expression before. Hey, Obs. You can win the internet. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. 100% win the internet. I just heard squeaky brakes. Is that Amazon? I'm going to be so mad if that's Amazon. Because basically I'll get to build 2 computers. This is the part that most new builders have the most problem with, is getting the rear I/O shield put in properly. It's supposed to click in there so that it doesn't go anywhere. But for some reason, a lot of system builders have problems with that. So there you go, that's how you do it. Alright, we're going to take this motherboard and 4 RAM slots. Wow, this is a good price, good bargain. It's got your HDMI, DVI, 4 USB 3.0, 2 USB 2.0, gigabit Ethernet, basic audio, 2 more USB and a PS2 port over here. 24 pin, 8 pin power. Could probably run with 4, but since it's got embedded graphics, there are no lips that need to be attended to here. We're going to put this in at an angle. Oh, hold on. Before we do that, count the screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. This one's down mounted. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not going to be able to do the 5th one, which is supposed to go right here. 5, 6. Looks good. They're all in alignment. Oof. Instead of going at an angle, we kind of have to slide this one in. Alright. We already know which screws go in here. Most of the time on standoffs you have 2 options. You have finely threaded screws and you have coarse screws. These, of course, are going to be coarse screws because they're the ones that we took out when we were removing the other motherboard. Hooray! I'm going to do this one right here because it's closest to the center. And if we screw it down enough, that'll hold the board in place so that it's in alignment for all the other screw holes. Now I'm going to do the top left-hand corner because that's the one that's pushing back from the I/O shield. Oh, weird. I didn't know that they made power supplies with screens. I don't typically see that, so that's news to me. Had an Asus ROG come in yesterday that was like screaming. We had to disable the light service because it was causing one of the cores to go up to 50%, and that one core being at 50% was causing the processor to register at 70 degrees at idle. And so it just stayed the fan was just constantly on. I was like, geez, your laptop is loud. And he was like, yeah, it's always like that. And I was like, always? Well, there's a problem then. So we checked it out, and sure enough, it took me about 30 minutes to track down what the problem was, but we fixed it, of course. Hey, for cheap workstations, AMD is the way to go. AMD up through Bulldozer was complete crap. They had the lead on Intel with the 64-bit technology and the dual-core technology, but when Intel released the Core 2 Duo, AMD was completely and utterly fucked. And then they got completely fucked again when Intel went a step further and released the i-series, and then AMD had no chance. The Bulldozer moniker was ironically one of the worst processors that they ever created. Too much heat, excessive wattage, extremely poor performance for even what it was supposed to be doing. It was just a terrible processor in general. So it was supposed to be the Bulldozer of Intel, and unfortunately and ironically it was almost the Bulldozer of AMD. Then they released the Zen architecture afterwards, and things were good. So you guys can see, but I can't really see. Intel, that's why, homie. I mean, I still rock my Intel 2700, but why do you have advanced? Well, so AMD has been around for 40 years now. They've been around for a long time. I thought they were around for like 20 years. maybe 25, but I was at an AMD presentation with HP, both of which companies I'm not in favor of. And apparently AMD has been around for like 40 or 50 years. It's nuts. Okay, so we've got that done. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put this processor in. I'm 34, so they're not. I mean, they're older than I am, which is nuts, but I've been around for a while. Hey, what's up, Tony? Good, you? $10. Yeah. Well, I tried it. Yeah, I tried it remotely and couldn't get it to take. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a fresh install data migration, set your email back up. You're gonna have to reinstall your programs. It might be better to just archive that computer and then start over with another one. I can build you a workstation if you want. Yeah. Archiving your old stuff. I mean, you're not really working anymore, right? You're only doing it for select clientele. Yeah, then just start fresh. Let me build you another one. That was... yeah, I mean, I can probably do that. That was 6 years ago, but if you want to use that one, I'm sure it's still capable. I can upgrade that one to Windows 10, no problem. I can always upgrade it if it's needed. Right. Yeah. Yeah, so I would just archive it. Because if you're not doing any of that work anymore, then there's no reason to have it active, right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can set it up so that you can remote into it, and then you can keep it in your closet on or whatever. If you want to do that. Yeah, uh-huh. Okay. We can upgrade the backup computer. Correct. To do the upgrade, like, I don't know, usually 150, but you have the... Are you subscribed to gold or silver? Alright, give me just a second, let me look it up. Labor, on-site work, on-site work. Yep, you're on silver. So, I recently changed it Well, no, but I recently changed it so that silver subscribers have a free repair per year, so just bring it in and I'll upgrade it for you. Or just plug it in and turn it on and I can upgrade it remotely. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Just the one. Not if you're not using it. Quit trying to hold on to the stuff that you don't need. I can set your email back up, but you should start fresh. All your emails on the old computer are related to work. If you're not working anymore, then forget about them. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can do that. So bring them both. In total, like maybe a day and a half. Yeah. Correct. We're closed on Saturday and Sunday. I don't work weekends. If you want it on a Monday, bring it on a Thursday. Oh, yeah, maybe. That might work. It's not going to take that long to copy stuff. Yeah. Okay. Alright, sounds good. Yep, my pleasure. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I used to get a phone call every 6 minutes. It was kind of a pain. Alright, let me pull up the chat again. So the thermal paste. Hey, Samuel. Don't bend a pin. Yeah, no, I get it. Let me catch up on chat real quick. It's 30 in my case. Oh, it's APU. Yep, it is APU. Don't bend a pin. Yep, definitely not. If you bend a pin, use a 5mm or 7mm mechanical pencil to straighten it. It's the fastest way. The thermal paste is already built into the bottom of the cooler since it's stock. Specs of the build are an AMD Ryzen 3 2200G. The G means it comes with graphics. 8 gigs of RAM. Yep, it's just a workstation. The computer that I was disassembling was an an i3 7100K. We were waiting for just forgot my train of thought. I'm waiting to purchase a 7700K for use around the shop, and until we get it, I'm just going to set these pieces aside, maybe use it for a skeletal test bench. It's going to be too big. It's going to be too big, and I don't mean water in Filipino. 240 gig SSD. This is just a standard PCI Express SSD, not NVMe. The extra speed isn't needed for a workstation, so the extra cost does not need to be absorbed by the company. They wanted to keep this as budget oriented as possible. The last 3 workstations that I built were actually all for designers, so we had about $2,000 budget on each one, including the labor of assembly and all that other stuff. And then this one is a $700 budget, so quite a bit of difference there in budgets. But this will still be good for what they're doing. This will actually be great for what they're doing. Looking for the screwdriver that I just had that's not this one right here. There it is. Rolled underneath my keyboard. I'm like, where is this stupid thing? I like how everybody's like, they didn't include a screw. Well, the screw is included on the board already. Like, if you lost it, that's your own fucking fault. Alright, 8 gigs of RAM. This is DDR4 2400 megahertz. Again, speed is not super important, and the 3200 megahertz RAM and above can be nearly double the cost depending on whether you're using value RAM or, well, I shouldn't say value RAM, that's a Kingston trademark. Whether you're using economy RAM or performance RAM with LEDs, the same amount of RAM at a different speed with LEDs can be twice as much as the RAM of a more budget-oriented flavor. Alright, this machine is actually almost done being built. Let's go ahead and put the fan. We're going to go ahead and put the DVD drive in. Let's see here. Big like a pregnant lady and push. Oh, that's not exactly what I meant, but there we go. So with workstations for businesses, I always include a DVD drive in their build because you never know if they're running custom software, how they get their data from their clients, all that other stuff. Like digital media marketing companies almost always get their media from their clients on disk. Email is too large. I mean, they can do Dropbox and stuff, but some clients are old school, and because of that, I mean, you really gotta consider the wide range of people that are going to be using your services. So, yep, all my workstation builds get a DVD drive. It's $18. I mean, just put the damn thing in there and call it a day. If it wasn't, if they didn't need a DVD drive, probably wouldn't be using this case. But I do love this case. This is the Rosewell Line M. It's my absolute favorite for building machines that go into businesses. It's super compact. It's super quiet. It's got one intake, one exhaust fan. Doesn't have very much space for cable management, but that's okay. We can still manage it the old school way. Really probably could have gotten away with a 350 watt power supply with this, but expandability, guys. Okay. No graphics card. Don't need both SATA. I'm not going to cable manage the shit out of this like I would normally do with other computers, but if you want to see my cable management skills, check out our Instagram, instagram.com/radcomputers. Yeah, so Lite-On is still the biggest manufacturer of DVD drives. Most drives that you get from a retailer are just going to be rebranded Lite-On drives, so keep that in mind. You can just buy any of them, really. I guess Amazon's not going to show up still. Huh. I was really betting that they would show up and deliver the case that I was supposed to be using, which is this exact same case, but brand new instead of gently tossed around. One of these. Now, because these are sleeved, I really don't mind using a twist tie instead of a zip tie. If they weren't sleeved, I would definitely recommend using a zip tie instead. primarily because the non-sleeved ones with the metal that's inside of the twist tie, it can start cutting in, and definitely don't want that to occur. Let's see, where should I put this? This is how we used to do it in the old school when you needed cable management. Cable management back then was just a matter of tucking it in so that it wouldn't be seen or obstruct the airflow, and then they started making cases that were a lot more airflow friendly, or airflow oriented, I should say, and then gaming cases just really started to evolve from there. Coolers got bigger thanks to Zalman and Thermalright back in the day, and just in general, that's how the technology pushed forward. Yeah, large cases, extended ATX, full-size ATX, server towers. I really hate working with full-size cases. I love micro ATX cases. I can build a full-on badass computer inside of a small case. Threadripper i9 RTX 2080 or RTX NVIDIA RTX. I think that's just what they're calling it instead of Titan. And yeah, you don't really need any of that extra crap that comes along. Now, airflow is important, but airflow is always doable if you know what you're doing. I'm just waiting for Amazon to show up. I'm so freaking salty right now that they didn't show up, and now I gotta build in my own case. I keep hearing what sounds like, oh, there's FedEx. Damn it. This one is definitely being delivered by Amazon, so I'm like waiting to see a truck that looks just like the FedEx truck, just like the restaurant delivery truck that was picking up supplies earlier, but unmarked, or with a big ass smile on the side, which today should be like a screaming face upside down and very mad. Is that why that's not doing that? Yeah, okay. I can do better than that. Even that is a bad fucking example. Yeah, I'll just run it under here with the rest of it. There you go. Booyah. Alright, we have SATA 3, SATA 0, 1, and 2, USB 2.0. We did a four-layer braid for the first time on Friday, right? That was pretty cool. I usually braid the cables, the front panel cables. I braids them. Okay, HD audio. Alright, I found my diagonal cutters, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this. It depends on where you live. So here in Arizona, I recommend it every 6 months because there is a ton of dust up in the air here. But if you're living in a more moist, if you're living in a more humid environment where the dust isn't quite as everywhere, then I would recommend doing it every, like once a year. And it is definitely advised to use a can of compressed air or an air compressor rather than trying to suck it out with a vacuum, because the vacuums will generate static electricity at the nozzle, and it will cause you problems. Thought that was an Amazon guy that just parked on the wrong side. It's just some guy that works here that is bringing in food for himself. I wish case manufacturers would stop putting these fucking AC97s on here. They're not even needed anymore. Brand new cases in 2019 should not have compatibility AC97 audio. Nobody cares. Stop it. You show me one modern motherboard that still uses AC97. Tired of cutting it out. It's fucking annoying. Hey, what's up, TG4L Aaron? Yeah, AC97 is really old. Yep, 22 years now, I think. That was the audio standard in 1997. Okay, what did I just do? Here we go. Come on. Since the other cables are more stiff, I didn't want this cable being pushed up towards the middle of the case because of the stiffness of these other cables. And we've got this fan. We need a fan header. Oh, that's why I picked this board. There should be one more on here as opposed to the other ones from Gigabyte. Or maybe this is the one that only has one fan header. Well, that's okay. Because, dun 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 dun, we have extras. That's a 4-pin right there. It's a 3-pin. Let me see if I have any 4-pin to 3-pin. Or 4-pin to 4-pin, I mean. Hey, who's a rock star? I'm a rock star. Who's a rock star? I'm a rock star. Thank you to RaidMax for making these adapters. It goes from a 4-pin to a 4-pin and a 3-pin. Exactly what we need. Hey. I hate that problem. Sound drivers were a bitch in Windows 95 and 98. God, and then you install the wrong one, and suddenly you have a blue screen pointing to an OCX file that's completely off. Alright, so we're going from a 4-pin to a 4-pin. Hot. And then we're going from a 3-pin to a 3-pin. Hot. Okay. really no easy way to cable manage this. I hate fan splitters so fucking much. You guys will hear me say that a million times. If you go watch my VODs, I just can't stand. I absolutely can't stand fan splitters. I hate fan splitters. I hate fan controllers. It's just the cable management side of me that hates them. Like, if they were custom length, if I could just cut them to whatever length I wanted and then magically have it, then I'd be okay with them. Alright, we need to make sure that that's not going to get into that area. Let's see. All right. Yeah, OCX meant it had brand new tech. Brought to you by VB. Oh, God. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Sorry, man, I didn't see your thing. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. You had an anxiety attack? Dude, I was waking up every day having one, you know that, for like a month. It fucking sucked. I wish I could tell where I'm echoing from. Give me just a second. It's my front computer that's doing it. Let me log into it real quick. There we go. Now I don't have to deal with hearing it. Just water cool everything, no case heat. Yeah. Some case heat, just not as much. Alright, now we gotta do our front panel real quick. And by real quick, I mean, like, quick enough. Positive is on the left. Positive is green, grounding is white. So, here we go. Let's do hard drive first. There's still no standard to this order either, which is fucking insane. It's 2019, guys. Settle on a format for this. It's gonna be another 10 years before we don't have to worry about it anymore. Can't see that. Okay. I wish. They were supposed to come out with optical processors, and they never did. Excuse me. Alright, so this is getting a whatchamajigget. Jiggy. This is getting a wireless card, courtesy of TP-Link. I wouldn't say courtesy, they didn't give it to me. That'd be nice. Sponsor me, senpai! Okay. Poop brown. Yeah, well, MSI used to make blackboards back when they had the Neo Platinum motherboards back in like early 2000s. Those were cool. And then I missed the plum purple boards from ECS. And as much as people hated ECS, I had like 6 of their boards and I never had a problem with them. In fact, I ran one for 16 years. Oh, man. Was it 16? No, it was like 12. I apologize. My grandmother used it every day until she died. I had it when I was like 12 or 14, and then she passed away when I was 28, 29, 30, 31. Damn, she passed away when I was 31, and that board was in usage since I was 14, so that board lasted 17 years. 17 years, y'all. 17 years. Alright, so on this particular build, normally I would put the card down here in the bottom PCI Express slot, but I don't have any of the rear panels. I may have like one spare somewhere. So we're gonna put it in the top one for now. Now remember, the PCI Express standard is power data or data power, one of the two, and then it replicates. So power data, power data, power data, power data. So even though this card is short for this slot, you can still use it here. Hooray! I don't mind it right here because there's no graphics card to worry about, so I don't have to worry about anything getting in the way. Ooh, I lied. I do have a spare. I have 2 spares, but one goes to one of my cases. That sucks to be kept up by anxiety attacks, Andrew. I can't stand it. Try magnesium. There's a drink called Natural Calm that I started drinking, and it took about 2 weeks, but it's basically a magnesium supplement. But after 2 weeks, dude, I was so mellow, and it makes me sleep so well. I just keep some in my little double insulated vacuum walled water bottle, and I just keep it by my bed, and if I wake up in the middle of the night, I just drink some more and I pass right back out. It's really nice. Super nice. Super nice. Let's see here. Your ECS died? Aww. The poop smell PC. I think it was 8 years. Replaced it with Asus since they won't be upgrading a computer with a graphics card. Yep. Agreed. Yeah, it does. Yeah, M.2, man. It was cheap. 240 gig M.2, $30. Thanks, Kingston. We've been using Kingston drives quite often. The A400 is a pretty solid drive. We also use SanDisk, Silicon Power, Crucial, or Samsung. Alright, so the computer's built. Hey. Is it gonna post? Feast or famine, y'all. Feast or famine. It's either gonna work or it's gonna blow up on us. What do you think? Trying to figure out how this fucking box went. Feast or famine, y'all. Feast or famine. Feast or flames. Fuck this box. Fucking AMD crap. Make a box that's resealable, you fucking jackasses. Okay. I don't put any stickers on the cases. I do sign them when they're gaming grade, but this one ain't gaming grade, y'all. I ain't gotta worry about it. Okay. Where's my... So the new Elgato is coming in tomorrow. We've been having problems with this one showing up green sometimes for some reason. It seems to be an issue with the resolution, but it doesn't happen all the time. It started happening with 1080p, so we ordered another one, which is the Elgato HD60 Pro PCI Express, not the HD60S that we've been using. The HD60S will be going over to Brittany's side so that she can stream computer repair from her side as well, which will be pretty cool. She'll be streaming to the same channel just for exposure purposes. And we're going through the same KVM, which is crap. The new KVM should be delivered next week, I believe. No fire. Let's see if we get post. Will we get post? Dun 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 dun. We don't know, because just like always, I've got to change the fucking settings on the Elgato. Again. As far as I can tell, we are not getting anything.